Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting iteration of DMV Sports Media live on YouTube. Our coverage of the APL, that is American Premier League, the sole event on this Easter Sunday, and we are so glad to have you with us. A special matchup here in the APL. It's number one, number two, Los Toros taking on the Aegean Hawks, two sides that are very much in form in the season. Two previously perfect sides. There can be only one winner tonight, and we will find out momentarily who that will be. But right now, both these sides taking their final pregame tweaks, final pregame warm-ups, and we will see who comes out the stronger side. Right now, it's Los Toros looking very much ready to go. They've got the full side and then some. Aegean Hawks erring more on the side of less is more. They've got fewer players, but they've got some absolute ballers out there. But, of course, would like to get a couple more players. Let us know where you're watching from. Are you an Aegean Hawks fan, a Los Toros fan, or just passing through? Regardless, we welcome you, and we're so honored that you have chosen to spend this portion of your Easter Sunday with us here on DMV Sports Media YouTube. Let us know if you have heeded my advice, if you have chosen to hijack the family party and put on DMV Sports Media on the family TV. If so, kudos to you. You've got my permission. You've got the permission of DMV Sports Media. And we hope you'll keep us on as we enjoy this fantastic matchup. Aegean Hawks, Los Toros, moments away from kickoff. It's a lovely night here at Langley High School Stadium in Langley, Northern Virginia. The sun has gone down, but it's still a toasty 70 degrees and perfect footy weather. No doubt. There will be some fans out here in support of this one, but for those of you who can't make it to the match in person, we're glad that you're tuning in. Welcome, Anna Sanavastano. Looking forward to seeing Franco hold it down in goal. William M. Rodriguez is Vamos' third team. Maybe. But if it is a third team, it's quite a third team. I'm not sure Jacob Esfaha, Marco Bravo, Mahmoud Kelfala, Rubio, and others would be considered third team. Tim Sabene, maybe not all their pieces for either side, but of course it's Easter, so you wouldn't anticipate every single player would be here. Teams are going to absolutely fight tooth and nail with what they got. That's why we're here. That's what we're paying the price of admission to check out. Two sides in form, doing the best they can with what they've got. We saw a fantastic matchup on Wednesday in which Los Toros squeaked out a point from a tough matchup with Virginia Dream after falling 3 goals to the bad. It was a 3-goal comeback late in the second half, which saw Los Toros claw their way back in. This is a side you can never write off. You can never count them out. But, of course, they will want to have a stronger start tonight. Yesterday, they fell hard on the road at Lynchburg, undone by a couple of set pieces. Lessons learned in their first match in, I believe, 8+ that they have not come away with points. 7 of those resulting in victories. Oh, Will. Okay, that makes sense. I was curious. I thought you were saying Vamos, like it was the third team of Los Toros, but that does make sense. By the way, good to see you, William. Looks like Zach Fingerhead will have the whistle for today, leading his more than capable crew, the officials. Final check-in process here for the Aegean Hawks before we get underway. And we are moments away from kickoff here at Langley. Just a couple minutes behind, but we'll be kicking off here very shortly. Los Toros will unveil their all-black kits with their sponsor, New Paradigm Recovery. As we look to get started here. Here's a quick word from our partner, New Paradigm Recovery, before we get underway with this.
I'm not from the past. And they're early on in their recovery process. Sometimes I get this impression they're like, yeah, man, you know, we get it. You got clean a long time ago. You're from the past. You know, that was then. Things have changed. And I try to tell them, I say, look, I'm not from the past. I'm from the future, okay? I've been where you are, and I've been where you want to go. And I've come back here in my time machine to try to give you a little bit of what I learned along the way.
I started to look around as a man in middle age, looking at other people entering recovery, where the support that existed for them on an outpatient basis really did not exist. There were no outpatient programs that offered support for family systems. There were no programs that offered support that met people who were dealing not just with family issues, but with career issues, with middle life issues, with issues associated with dealing with children, sometimes teenagers, sometimes adults. There was a lot of emotional baggage. We really wanted to be able to establish something that was special and unique, and not just address those issues, but addressed all of those issues.
New Paradigm's owner operated, so when you come to New Paradigm, you're going to have interaction with the individuals that are fully invested in the organization. And not only that, because the owners of this organization happen to be in recovery themselves, the treatment involves what you would expect, which is, you know, addressing the symptoms of substance use disorder. But in addition to that, and really what's more important in the bigger picture, is there's a focus on recovery, on what works at having improvements in your life in the areas that matter to most of us. You know, not just the compulsion to use or the problems created by substance use, but how do we thrive in recovery? And as a whole in healthcare, we focus a lot on pathology, but not enough on recovery.
We sit down with each person that comes through our doors the first time and we meet them. And by meeting them, we're walking through everything that's going on, everything that they're looking for, so that our program can meet their needs. We're not trying to push onto anybody that comes into our program a cookie cutter way of treatment.
We really put our whole lives into this. And we don't do it for the paycheck. We do it because our lives are recovery. I didn't have a choice. This is what I had to do this for my life. I first had to get clean and in order to be a father, to be a son. And then when I got into recovery and I just had such a passion for it, and I found what it's like to help another person, and then I found out you can do this for a living, and you can spend your days doing this and helping people, and you can bring on other people to your team that care as much as I do. Yeah, it's awesome. There's nothing else I'd rather do with my life.
And they're early on in their
At long last, we are just about ready for kickoff here at Langley High School Stadium for this crucial regular season match between Los Toros and Aegean Hawks. Aegean Hawks will wear their all-red kit with the goalkeeper in yellow. Of course, Los Toros will wear the black kits tonight. Beautiful night for footy under the lights here in Northern Virginia. Our sole matchup of the day on this lovely Easter Sunday. Had to bring a dose of footy your way, and if you're here, you're tuned in, we're so glad to have you with us. If you enjoy what you're watching here, drop a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to the channel to grow this amazing community and help others find us in the algorithm. This is kicked off and sent back by Los Toros. Omar Shamout will touch in his back line, get some extra touches on the ball. Here's Cruz finding Kelfala. Kelfala quickly to Acosta, and Cruz sends it all the way up. Here is Jakob Esfaha, a little bit early on his run, but a strong start for Los Toros, moving the ball well and almost able to thread the needle on that one. This one sent in by Sully. Immediately some pressure from Esfaha. We'll see the Hawks dish this one to the far touchline. And back again, Sully will find Savastano. Savastano looking for Mordecai. Mordecai takes this one well on the near touchline. And back from Cisse. Now over the top, asking the question. Cruz did well to get back. Now sent back inside. Good turn from Kelfala. Kelfala on the second ball, able to find a way forward. Esfaha looking for options. Esfaha going all the way himself, and well saved by Savastano. But already, Los Toros have engineered 2 solid chances inside of 2 minutes. Savastano will look forward. Well turned up the field. Corva holding up play, looking back to Cisse. Good ball forward. Sala cutting inside, looking for a window, takes the shot and touched out, but the Hawks have found a response of their own. And it looks like somehow this has been given as a goal kick, but certainly a strong response for the Aegean Hawks, who themselves were under the gun by a couple of quick chances early, and they bounce right back and send one down, almost scoring one themselves. This is Rafa Rubios playing from the back. Esfaha will keep this one going. Elser Castillo switching the point of attack. This will trickle all the way back to Savastano. We'll restart the attack. Slowly but surely. Not in any rush. Right now, the Hawks, although they're not up by a goal, they certainly could use a couple more reinforcements. They have the 11, but not any bench to speak of. And right now, if they can slow down the game and compartmentalize, it could work to their advantage as they wait for potential substitutes to come to the field. This one's sent forward and well taken down. Now back out wide. Acosta cutting inside. Is there an overlapping run? Oh, lovely move from Sabene. Sabene had different ideas. The attack peters out, but strong play from Los Toros. This one's sent back to Rosenbaum and Sully. Hawks continuing to move this ball across the ground. Well contested. The second ball picked up by the Hawks. Rosenbaum will send it back. Here comes Hall. Out to Mordecai. Henry Mordecai running into Sabene. And we'll send this one down the line. And it looks like there is going to be a set piece going against Los Toros. So set piece in a dangerous area. And Mordecai will leave this one for David Rosenbaum, something of a set piece specialist. Here's a look at the replay. It's quickly sent in. Mordecai will square this one. No recipients on the end of it. Los Toros, they've dealt with the immediate threat. Here's Rosenbaum. Oh, that's an errant square ball. Well won back initially. Hall still in pursuit. It's sent down the line. Sabene, he's got options. An early service. Only partially dealt with. Hammer Diaz was in the vicinity, but so too was the Aegean Hawks back line. This one's cut out by Waldo Cruz, and there is going to be a set piece for the advantage of Los Toros. Hammer Diaz, wearing the captain's armband today, will send this one into the 18. Here's the service in the 7th minute. Hammer Diaz lifting one across the 18, and Calfala was in the area but couldn't get his head on this one. Goal kick to come for Sevastano and company. Hawks certainly love to play from the back, but Los Toros are well aware of that, and Sevastano will take heed and finds a great ball over to Henry Mordecai. Mordecai back to Hall. And across. The Hawks showing extra precision. Finally, we'll see something vertical that they like. It's Corva touching it out to the far touchline. And inside, that's an errant pass. Calfala, the first to it. He can't find an outlet initially. It's sent now to Rafa Rubio. Rubio can find an outlet, but at the expense of possession. It's going to travel over the near touch. Quickly in for Mordecai. Mordecai threads the needle well, but just as quickly mopped up by Toros. Great ball forward. Here's the return pass. The Hawks have help down the far touchline. And the challenge. We'll see the Hawks reset this one. Sully back to Savastano and into Hall. Great challenge there. Sabene slowing things down. Oh, it's Cisse keeping his footing after that challenge, and Hawks will keep this one alive. Here's Rosenbaum on the ground. Still up for grabs. Calfala felt he was fouled, not getting it. It's sent forward now. Corva takes the quick shot off of the Los Toros man. And it will be a throw on the far touchline. Here's a quick look at the replay of that sequence. Good block from Kevin Cruz, who found himself in the right place to deal with that. Sent into the 18 now. Sala engineering a corner kick for his team. Toros will have to defend this set piece. A set piece, we talked to their coaching staff before this one. That was an area that they really want to focus on. They're defending of set pieces after conceding 2 on the road at Lynchburg. We'll see how Los Toros defend this set piece against the side that certainly has experience delivering strong set pieces and finishing. Aegean Hawks, they're among the best. Here's David Rosenbaum sending this one in. Rosenbaum's ball is a good one. Cruz was the first to it. It's sent back in. Pinballs around. Now up in the air. Keeper stays on the line. And it looks like it is going to be a set piece coming out. Sully is deemed the guilty party. And there's some breathing room for Los Toros. It's a quick look at the replay. Rubio. Sends one into Cruz. Good turn from Cruz. Down the line now. It's Acosta having the better of Cisse. Now down the line for Sebene. Sebene, quick release. Seemed a good option, but just didn't get it quite right to give Esfaha a chance to retrieve. And it will be a throw for the Hawks. Here's Mordecai. Putting this down the line. Well dealt with. At the last. Ooh, the second ball took a nervy bounce. Heimer Diaz sending one forward. It's Esfaha. Can he sort his feet out? He can. Well defended by Mordecai. Now Hall in the area. Has to be careful. And that attack peters out with a throw on this near touchline. Mordecai down the line. Doesn't get past Kelfala, but the second ball falls to the Hawks. There's Kelfala. Again, can't find any recipients on the pass. There's Peter Omonide. Goes down hard. Omonide, and his teammate will pick up the mantle. It's sent forward. Esfaha doing a great job marching back and helping out his team in defense. Esfaha fighting Acosta. Now out wide, Sebene will get out of trouble. There's an attempted foul. The advantage played well. What a ball from Sebene, and Sevastano sends this one high and wide. It's going to be a throw on the near side for Los Toros. Here's Sebene. Finding Acosta. Now pinballs around. Toros will reset. That's a nervy square ball, but well dealt with. Here comes Diaz. Looking for options down the line. Instead runs right into the Hawks man. Sebene all the way switching his side. Unable to turn that one. Here's Cruz under duress. Cruz will find Acosta. Oh, that's a nervy moment. Acosta running right into Cisse. And well marshaled out of bounds by Acosta, who made the initial mistake but did so well to march back and atoned for his mistake. It's down the line. Sent forward for Omonide. Cisse playing off him. And again, running into trouble. It's going to be a throw for the Hawks. Looks like Mordecai will send this one into the 18. Sent into a dangerous area. Falls to the back post, begs for a finish, and it's somehow picked up by Rafa Rubio. That was a gilded chance for Sala and the Aegean Hawks, but somehow Rafa Rubio coming up with the ball. The Toros side will want to do better with their set-piece defending, but sometimes it helps to get fortunate. This one popped into the midfield. Mordecai first to it. Here's Omar Shamout back to Rubio. Rubio's clearance, not a good one. And again, Toros struggling to clear their lines. Fortunate that they hit it right into the hand of Omanyide. Didn't seem too aware of that, but anywhere else on Omanyide's body, and Hawks could have been in for an opportunity. Rubio will find Kevin Cruz. Pings one over the top, looking for Esfaha. Esfaha had a lot to do, but couldn't settle this one down. And it will be a set piece. The foul going against Osvaldo Cruz. Ryan Hall looks like he will leave this one for Rosenbaum. Well sent forward. Cisse. Not in the same page with his teammate that time. Toros, they have bodies forward. And pinged over the top. Esfaha takes this on the bounce so well. Esfaha must pull the trigger. And well defended. Combination of Sully and Ryan Hall getting the job done. Allowing Savastano to pick this one up. Don't look now. It looks like the Hawks picking up some reinforcements as we speak. Deshaun Johnson, the next substitute, set to come in, but Hawks still under the pressure. It's sent forward by Esfaha. Savastano should come and collect and will. Ooh, that's a poor pass out. Ryan Hall does well to quickly neutralize the threat. It's another great example of making the mistake, but then quickly atoning for that mistake. Mordecai back to Hall. Lumps down the near touchline, and Toros will have this throw. Welcome, Random Aussie. Welcome, Bruce, William. Everyone else in the chat, welcome. Great to see y'all. The early signs of a classic match here in this midweek match. This one took a final touch, but it deemed to be an Aegean Hawks ball here on the near touchline. Mane will take this inside. There's Hammer Diaz driving into space, and a bit too much. Ryan Hall did well to step forward and neutralize that one. This is great counterattack by the Hawks. Out to Salah. And Hawks will settle this one down. Seeing what's available on the far touchline, not a lot of margins to work with. Cruz through the midfield. It's flicked on, but now Esfaha has something cooking. It was collaboration defense. Sully and Ryan Hall making stabs at the ball. Eventually, Sully got a touch on it. Will be a throw here on the near side for Los Toros. Acosta will deliver. Baja stuck a leg out, but wasn't really able to control that one. Now Hawks sending it back to Hall. Oh, that picked out by Los Toros. Esfaha will try from distance. Takes a touch. And it's ricocheted to the feet of Franco Savastano. Savastano will look big. And Acosta, under pressure, will safely touch this one off of Cisse's foot. Here comes Cruz. Cruz has help alongside him. Will instead touch it inside. Maybe not the right pass. Idrissa Cisse showing off his skills on the ball and finally finding a colleague. Here comes Hall, pinging one into the corner. Trying to allow Omonide to come onto that one. Well sniffed out by Rafa Rubio. And Los Toros will restart their attack. Cruz will slow play this one, weighing his options and finding a taker in the midfield. It's Sabene, Alto Acosta, now Sabene again, working down the near touchline and sending one in behind. What a ball by Sabene. Esfaha touching it back to the 18. It's still alive. Perhaps a bit too much unselfishness there. Would have loved to just see a player put their foot through that one. But really clever engineering to make that attack happen. But no teeth on the end of it. Los Toros trying to be a bit too cute. Everyone laying it off and backheeling it for one another. And no taker on the end of it. Here's Sabene. Sending it back to Kalfala. Oh, Cruz. Here comes Nelson Castillo, touching it out of the air, rounding a defender like he wasn't even there, sends it in for Esfaha. The flag stays down. What a save from Savastano. Hall on the rebound. Those are the goals you have to score, but what an incredible save from Franco Savastano, keeping this one scoreless here in the 22nd minute. We'll take a look at this replay. Really clever passage of play. Nelson Castillo springing in Esfaha, had the whole goal gaping, but Savastano put up a strong hand and denied that chance from point blank. Good ball movement here from the Hawks, but turning into trouble. This one's still kept alive. Idrissa Cisse back to Mordica. And Hall makes the challenge. It will be a throw for Aegean Hawks. Sent down the line. Mahmoud Kalfala still on the ball and will try to send it back, but Omonide is there. Good strength from Omonide. Finally goes down. And it looks like it will be a set piece for Aegean Hawks just outside the 18 in a good area. Rubio will have to set his line against the side that certainly knows how to take a set piece. There's another look at that replay. The foul here in the 23rd minute. This would be a great opportunity for the Hawks to find a way ahead. It's Mordica and Rosenbaum standing over this one. I think Rosenbaum would be the one I would put my money on to be the taker, but we'll find out here momentarily. It's Mordica on the ground. Rubio holding on to this one well. It was a shot that didn't make Rubio move too far one side or the other, but it skidded off the turf in a dangerous area, and Rubio did really well to hold that ball in traffic and sends it forward. Omonide coming back from an offside position will nullify this sequence of play. And the Toros will start an attack fresh from the back. It's Kevin Cruz to send this one forward. Cruz finds Esfaha. Esfaha flicks it on. And there was a late challenge from Hamer Diaz, nullifying the attack. And it looks like there's some unnecessary comments after the fact. Oh, excuse me, it's not for the descent. We're just checking on the down player. Looks like Suli Denka is the player coming off, and on will come Tayshawn Johnson. Certainly an impact player, one who can help the Aegean Hawks build from the wing. And in general, it's helpful for the Hawks to finally have substitutes available early in this game. This one's sent out wide by Savastano. Johnson looking into the midfield. Well worked by Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum tagging in Cisse. Cisse rounding one man, but running right into Mahmoud Kelfala. This one sent into the corner. Not enough venom to get that ball to Sabene. Here comes Mordecai. Now Cisse. Cisse bowled over. And it is going to be a foul going against the Hawks. Costa on the ground for player now all the way back to Rubio. On the ground, the ball had the right pace, but the Aegean Hawks well positioned to deal with it. Savastano will send one into the midfield. Well contested from Shamaut. Here comes Hamer Diaz squaring one just outside the range of Asfaha. Asfaha will keep it alive. Now back to Sabene. Sabene into the box. Second bite at the apple for Sabene. And away, well dealt with by the Aegean Hawks, but Los Toros still in possession. We'll continue moving this one. Here's Sabene, not on the same page as Acosta that time. And it'll be a throw for the Hawks. Good turn from Mordecai down the line. This one's sent forward. And this is going to be another foul going against Los Toros. Excuse me, it's going to be an offside. An opportunity for the Los Toros side to reset themselves. And send one forward from about midfield. It's Kevin Cruz standing over the ball. Hamer Diaz showing good ingenuity, rounding one man, finding Asfaha. Asfaha working against Ryan Hall. Still going, and good strength there from Hall. That's definitely not a foul. Great strength from Hall. Stand on his feet and make the challenge. Asfaha pleading his case, but you just got to tip your hat. Strong defending. This one's still alive. Kelfala working against Cisse down the line, and finally will be called in favor of the Hawks. This one's sent across. Easy win for Omar Shamaut. Hawks have to retreat. Shamaut sees something he likes. It's Asfaha. The flag will go up. Did seem far too good to be true from a Los Toros perspective, and we will have a set piece for the Hawks coming out. This one sent forward. Good turn from Sala. Now down the line. Peter Omonide will square this one. It's shot taken, will save. Fingertips from Rubio. Los Toros still have to find their way out. It's Sabene's ball inside. Here comes Tim Sabene. Almost running into trouble, and that's a no-nonsense clearance from Mahmoud Kalfala. It's down the line for Omonide. There's one to beat. We'll send it back. Modica tried to thread the needle, doesn't come off. Sabene can't find one out. And Hawks will reset this one. Probably the right move. It was getting a little jam-packed in that area. Garrett will send one over the top. Omonide will chase. Oh, Omonide by himself. But too heavy a touch. Great defending from Acosta. And Rubio able to come off his line at the crucial moment. Rubio's kick, not a good one. It's sent right back in the direction of Omonide. And Los Toros, they've outlasted that one, but it's a few services from Rubio that just don't look confident. A goalkeeper of his class would expect to see a little bit more height, a little bit more distance. Great win from Sabene to not only win the ball, but to keep it alive. Finds a perfect outlet pass. It's Castillo. Now Diaz looking for the return pass for Nelson Castillo, and instead it's Hawks back on the ball. Back to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum finding a good option forward. There's Omonide. Omonide finding the pass at the top of the 18. Here comes Kalfala on the ground. Good turn for Castillo. And through. Let's take another look at this replay. Yeah, this is touch and go. It did, to my angle, look offside, but very touch and go. Maybe was on. I don't know. It's close. Very close. I have to watch that one down, slow it down again in order to get the right call, but no VAR anyways. It's of no consequence. Certainly very much within the margin of error either way, and the referee is the one paid and trained to make those calls, so we're going to have to trust him. Los Toros, meanwhile, will make a switch. It's Ali coming on. And replacing him are Diaz. Sent in the direction of his Faha, but Hawks will clear. Toros will send this in. Kevin Cruz scanning the field, finding Acosta. Well, one back. Over the top. Sent in the direction of Omonide, but well dealt with by Cruz. Welcome Cubs ace. Juvan Diaz, Will Socas, Randamasi, Bruce. Nasty Blitz, Willian, and Acevestano. Welcome everyone into the chat. Let us know who you're supporting if you haven't voiced yourself thus far. Not too late for score predictions here early in this one. This is Kelfala finding a teammate. It's sent over the top. Ooh, that's a nervy back pass. Mordika breathing a sigh of release. But again, one back by Los Toros. As Nilser Castillo may just take this on himself. Castillo, bit of a heavy touch. And that is going to be given as a foul. Really an unnecessary challenge. The ball was very much on its way out. Looks like Ryan Hall getting back on his feet. Let's take a look. I'm curious to know, was this ball already out? I think it was. In which case, you give the yellow card, sure, but I don't think you could give the set piece for this one. I think that ball had already gone. So because the ball had definitely traveled over the line, I think that's the only critique I would have on this one. But again, I'm not an official. I'm not going to pretend to be a rulebook expert. But if you look at the replay, this ball was done. Looks like it will be a yellow card. Although we already had obviously a contentious moment. Both sides lobbying their case, but it is just going to be a set piece, an opportunity for Toros to try to engineer something here in the 37th minute. It looks like Nilser Castillo standing over top of this one. Mahmoud Kelfala will push in and around the box. Watch out for Kelfala. Watch out for Sabene. And, of course, Esfaha. 3 prime targets here for this one. It looks like Omonyide will retreat to help out his teammates on this crucial set piece. Pinged into a good area. Pinballs around. And Los Toros will have to reset. Hawks breathing a sigh of relief. And that one has gone, so no harm, no foul. Aegean Hawks back on the ball. It's Tayshaun Johnson finding his colleague there. Johnson's ball pinged up in the air. Well won by Kelfala. Ooh, clever skill, but perhaps too much on the ball from Johnson. Esfaha working. What a defensive challenge there from Garrett. Johnson again looking vertically. Cisse holds this one up really well. Shouts for handball, not given. It's now sent to Almanide. Toros have bodies here, and Rubio will send this out. Finding a great outlet pass for Ali. Ali over the top now. Nilser Castillo is there, but deemed to be in an offside position. It again did look too good to be true. Castillo found himself in acres of space, but it looks like his run was a bit early. Toros looking like they may make a switch before the end of the half. This one travels all the way back to Rubio. Down the line from Omar Shamaut. Somehow this one stayed alive up until this moment, and now will be a Hawks throw here in the 40th minute. Sent to Omonyide. Well challenged. Onwards we play. Good challenge. It looks like the ball was won. Now sent forward. You got to appreciate the consistencies both ways. Our center official, Zach Fingerhet, generally doing a good job. A couple of errors, but nothing egregious. It's a fast-paced game. Lots to account for. Another good challenge. Sent across the midfield. Here's Esfaha. Hawks can't check out now. They've got some defending to do, and it is well defended. Second ball picked up. Rosenbaum sends one to his colleague in the middle. Here comes Mordika. Lovely bit of skill. It's back to Mordika. Sent to Cisse. Here's Mordika. Good challenge there. Now Mahmoud Kalfala overcooking his outlet pass. Rosenbaum not able to turn into a good area. It's sent through, and the flag is up again for offside. Let's take a look at this replay. Faha, of course, arguing his case. And that one certainly was an onside, and I think that one when he got wrong. And less the tip of Esfaha's head was leaned forward beyond the back line. I have to look again, but to me, that one certainly looked onside. This one's pinged forward. Here's Sabene. Oh, a poor outlet from Sabene. Mordika, can he make them pay? Oh, that's a great turn. And it will be a set piece for Toros coming out. .42 minute. Not long left in this half. How big would a goal be? That's a poor sequence of possession from Acosta. Omonide picks it up. Omonide switching the point of attack over to Cisse. And good strength for Los Toros, but not a good outlet pass. Hawks still hunting. And Sala back to Hall. Hall can't quite find a recipient. And Toros will get forward. Here's Nilser Castillo threading the needle. The flag stays down. It's Sabene by himself. Takes the shot and golazo for Tim Sabene. That was a perfectly timed ball through. Definitely onside, and Sabene, he did the rest. Fantastic ball in from Nilser Castillo. And Sabene left no doubt with this one, ripping into the back net. Top corner, not a single thing that Savastano could do about this one, and a huge momentum boost heading into the halftime whistle. Take a look at the replay. Ryan Hall did well to charge back, make the challenge, make this difficult for Sabene, but it's just a testament to Sabene able to stand tall and send this into the back of the net. Los Toros will use this as an opportunity to replace Jakob Esfaha and put in Franco Castillo to close out the end of this half, provide some fresh legs up top. Hawks, meanwhile, we'll have to find how they want to approach the end of this half. They're now down a goal. Do you push your advantage, or do you go into halftime and recalibrate and address your new plan with the latecomers, the substitutes they now have? We'll find out. But for now, it's going to be a set piece for Los Toros, who certainly are in no rush. We'll just commit some bodies forward and likely lump this one down into Aegean Hawks territory. Here's Cruz surveying the field. Kevin Cruz finding Sabene. Clever little move from Sabene, but no recipient on the end of the service. Now It's Mordecai running himself out of space. And Acosta will take the throw. Bene looking for Castillo, not finding. This is a long ball for Omanyide. Second one picked up by Cisse. Now Omanyide working against the Toros man. Sent across by Omanyide, only partially cleared. Cruz gets to the second. Oh, Nilser Castillo finding himself in a good position. Here's Cisse working and fouled by Sabene. Set piece for the Hawks. Mordecai will send it back. It's Gray over to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum has an option down the line. It's sent back to Salah. Now Ryan Hall driving forward with purpose. Hall down the line. Mordecai will take this first time. It's still alive. Here's Salah. Dispossessed by the Los Toros back line, and now sent forward, but well sniffed out by David Rosenbaum. Hall looking into his midfield, not finding any recipients. Acosta will step forward. Time still ticking down. We're well into stoppage time, 47th minute. You imagine we could see the end of the half any minute now. Maybe one final attack for either of these sides. It's sent across the line for Omanyide. Omanyide now outside. Salah with a good service across. Omanyide takes it out of the air. And that will see us into the halftime whistle. A great chance engineered by the Hawks with the time dying down. Omanyide, he got up so well but couldn't redirect it past Rubio. So it is Tim Sabene's lone goal of the half that will be the difference right now. What an exciting half, an immediate classic match in this spring 25 season. And it's only halfway through. We have 45 minutes left to play. Take a look at this final replay of the half. Peter Omanyide off the service from Salah, putting it right into the thankful mitts of Rafa Rubio. I'm going to take this moment to thank all of you who have joined us here on DMV Sports Media, here on Easter Sunday for those who celebrate, and just on Sunday for those who don't. But regardless, we're so grateful to have you with us. If you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Join our growing community for all the best live and highlight coverage of all your favorite competitions, the APL, the Super League, the UPSL, NPSL, and USL2 coming up soon, and hopefully more. We have a whole host of competitions on the slate for spring, summer, and fall. Of course, in winter, we'll have our state cups back. And help others find this video in the algorithm by dropping a like on the video. We are going to take our quick break for the half, but share this link with all your friends. We'll see you for the second half here live on DMV Sports Media YouTube and our coverage of the American Premier League. We're so glad to have you with us. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Process. Sometimes I get this impression they're like, yeah, man, you know, we get it. You got clean a long time ago. You're from the past. You know, that was then. Things have changed. And I try to tell them, I say, look, I'm not from the past. I'm from the future, okay? I've been where you are, and I've been where you want to go. And I've come back here in my time machine to try to give you a little bit of what I learned along the way.
I started to look around as a man in middle age, looking at other people entering recovery, where the support that existed for them on an outpatient basis really did not exist. There were no outpatient programs that offered support for family systems. There were no programs that offered support that met people who were dealing not just with family issues, but with career issues, with middle life issues, with issues associated with dealing with children, sometimes teenagers, sometimes adults. There was a lot of emotional baggage. We really wanted to be able to establish something that was special and unique, and not just address those issues, but addressed all of those issues.
New Paradigm's owner operated, so when you come to New Paradigm, you're going to have interaction with the individuals that are fully invested in the organization. And not only that, because the owners of this organization happen to be in recovery themselves, the treatment involves what you would expect, which is, addressing the symptoms of substance use disorder. But in addition to that, and really what's more important in the bigger picture, is there's a focus on recovery, on what works at having improvements in your life in the areas that matter to most of us. Not just the compulsion to use or the problems created by substance use, but how do we thrive in recovery? And as a whole in healthcare, we focus a lot on pathology, but not enough on recovery.
We sit down with each person that comes through our doors the first time and we meet them. And by meeting them, we're walking through everything that's going on, everything that they're looking for, so that our program can meet their needs. We're not trying to push onto anybody that comes into our program a cookie cutter way of treatment.
We really put our whole lives into this. And we don't do it for the paycheck. We do it because our lives are recovery. I didn't have a choice. This is what I had to do this for my life. I first had to get clean and in order to be a father, to be a son. And then when I got into recovery and I just had such a passion for it, and I found what it's like to help another person, and then I found out you can do this for a living, and you can spend your days doing this and helping people, and you can bring on other people to your team that care as much as I do. Yeah, it's awesome. There's nothing else I'd rather do with my life.
And they're early on in their recovery process. Sometimes I get this impression, they're like, yeah, man, we get it. You got clean a long time ago. You're from the past, that was then. Things have changed. And I try to tell them, I say, look, I'm not from the past. I'm from the future, okay? I've been where you are, and I've been where you want to go. And I've come back here in my time machine to try to give you a little bit of what I learned along the way.
I started to look around as a man in middle age, looking at other people entering recovery, where the support that existed for them on an outpatient basis really did not exist. There were no outpatient programs that offered support for family systems. There were no programs that offered support that met people who were dealing not just with family issues, but with career issues, with middle life issues, with issues associated with dealing with children, sometimes teenagers, sometimes adults. There was a lot of emotional baggage.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half moments away from getting underway here at Langley High School Stadium in Langley, Northern Virginia. This is American Premier League action here live on DMV Sports Media YouTube. I'm Noah Walker, your anchor and commentator today. It's a special matchup here in our Spring 25 season. Two clubs at the top of the table vying for total control of this regular season. It was Los Toros who found their way through to goal first by way of a Tim Sabene goal, but both sides certainly had their chances. And Aegean Hawks, no doubt, will be looking for a quick equalizer here to start the half. There's a late challenge there, and it looks like we will see a set piece around midfield for the benefit of Los Toros. Take a quick look at the replay. Not the hardest foul that we've ever seen, but certainly the right call. It was late, and there was contact. Ooh, this one trickles through. Sevastano quickest to it, but that's one that could have been problematic. Hamer Diaz working hard, almost getting to the ball. And Hawks will find their midfield. That's Mahmoud Kelfala, who stuck a foot in, almost able to dislodge the ball from the Hawks player, and now they will reset this one over to Ryan Hall. Hall sends one into the midfield. Well won by Cruz. Cruz can't quite connect up top, and Ryan Hall will steady things. It's bounced off of Jordan Gray. And down the line, again, no real takers on the end of it. Ping-pongs back and forth. And Los Toros will settle it. Diaz finds a man, and kind of a messy sequence of play. Neither side looking their blistering best right now, kind of knocking a couple passes and then losing the ball. And Hawks will reset with their goalkeeper, Franco Sevastano. Sent into touch by Ali. Welcome back. For those joining us here on DMV Sports Media, live on YouTube, again, we really appreciate you dedicating these 2 hours of your day, these 90 minutes to our match, and of course joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. Are you a Hawks fan, a Los Toros fan, or just passing through? Regardless, we welcome you. There's the shouts from the Toros bench, looking for that support. If you're a Los Toros fan, let us know in the chat. Drop a Vamos Toros. And of course, if you're a Hawks fan, also let us know. This is Hamer Diaz trying to thread the needle, working against this entire Aegean Hawks back line. Eventually, the attack peters out. Hawks have to find their way forward. Ooh, it's played right into Hamer Diaz's foot, but immediately dispossessed. Down the line, Cisse sends it back. Now it's Hall. Hall sees something he likes in the midfield. We'll find Rosenbaum. Lovely touch out of the air from Rosenbaum. And Hawks have something cooking on this near side. It's sent down for Sala. Sala connecting with his winger. Toros have to get this away. Only partially cleared. This one's lifted over the top and demands action, and Kevin Cruz equal to the action. Kelfala now trying to find a release. Kelfala goes down. And no foul called. Onwards we play. It's a physical game out there, and finally we will get a set piece. It's called for the benefit of Hawks. It's Cisse, the recipient of the foul. It was a physical sequence of play, several challenges both ways that were getting closer and closer to getting called, and finally it was the challenge on Idrissa Cisse that was the kind of hair that broke the camel's back. It's going to be a set piece for Aegean Hawks in a central area. Henry Mordecai, the likely taker. Mordika will float one into a dangerous area as Faha back to help out his teammates. Second ball still up for grabs. Rosenbaum unable to find his colleague. Welcome, Abraham Mubeda. Was wondering where you were. Abraham, always there in the chat for Los Toros. And at long last, we will have a throw on the near touchline. Oh, excuse me, there's a goalkeeping switch. It looks like Rafa Rubio, his day is done, clenching his calf. It may be an injury concern, but Toros fortunate to have capable gloves on call. It's Andres Nira, the veteran goalkeeper, stepping in to make an impact and preserve the shutout for Los Toros. This one launched forward for the Hawks. Still alive at the top of the 18. Kevin Cruz gets it forward. Second ball picked up by Hall. Now Idrissa Cisse back to Mordika. Mordika pass cut out by Mahmoud Kalfala. Kalfala will send one through. Oh, it's a great ball for Esfaha. Esfaha working and running into the challenge. Ooh. It's deemed to be a set piece and a yellow card. Not sure what was seen there. Esfaha clutching his face. To me, it looked like a fair challenge, but let's take a look at the replay. This is a great ball through. Esfaha using those long strides to get on the end of it. Cuts inside. And, yeah, I'm not sure what the foul was, but it is going to be a set piece for Los Toros. We'll take one more look at this. It must be, there was an elbow thrown there, and it's just not visible on camera because Fingerhut seemed convinced immediately that there was a foul and it was warranted to give the card. This one sent in by Diaz. That is a poor strike from Hamer Diaz. Well over the crossbar, anticlimactic finish. And his teammates letting him know about it. But goal kick to come for Aegean Hawks in this tight matchup here in the 53rd minute. This one's flicked on well. Cisse trying to win it back. Still up for grabs and put over the top. Toros can take more time off the clock. Niera finding Acosta. Now sent forward. It's Alejandro Niera, the hero from the midweek match on Wednesday night, scoring the fantastic bicicleta goal in the 97th minute against Virginia Dream to earn points for Los Toros. Niera will look, of course, to make an impact here tonight. This one sent into the midfield. Good little turn, but now the Hawks will try to engineer something clever to get in behind this Los Toros side. Sent over to Hall. Cisse sending it outside for Mordika. Mordika's ball doesn't really have the direction to test this Los Toros back line. Now sent forward. Second ball falls kindly for Ali. Now out wide for Esfaha. These are the positions he loves to work. Working against his former teammate, Henry Mordika. Those two played together at Virginia Dream for a couple of years. Now on opposite ends of the pitch, and Esfaha's ball sails well over goal. That's a good question. Nelser, Franco, and Emiliano Castillo, 3 brothers on Los Toros, have not been on the same pitch at the same time, at least in recent matches this season at all, but looking forward to that. There's several brother pairings on this Los Toros side. We've seen tonight Kevin Cruz and Osvaldo Cruz on the pitch together. If you've noticed, you've heard the last name Cruz quite a bit. And of course, Andres Nira in goal for Los Toros means that Alejandro Nira and Andres Nira now both on the pitch together for Los Toros. Another brother pairing. There's keeping it in the family, Los Toros. Several brother pairings. That's a good comment, good observation, Abraham. This one's well flicked on by Diaz. Here comes Jacobus Faja. It's sent in, and there's the own goal. Oh, calamitous for the Hawks. It was a moment Ali seemed to not want to get a touch on this one because it was out of respect for Esfaja, or maybe he thought he was offside, but great touch from Esfaja to take Savastano out of the play and send this towards goal. It was a really uncomfortable position for the Hawks, who tried to make the clearance, but instead bundled it into their own goal, and that is a 2-0 lead for Los Toros. Let's take a look at this replay. I want to see again how the final touch materialized. Esfaja riding the challenge so well. I think Esfaja is going to get credit for this one because it was going in goal anyways, and it's not like, right, if you redirect a ball into goal, then that's an own goal. But if it's already going on goal, you try to make a clearance and you just redirect it and it's already on goal, then I think that still counts. So we're going to give Esfaja that one. This one's sent in, well pounced on by Andres Nira. And we'll quickly send it in. Crunching challenge there. Sent down the line, but runs out of real estate. It's going to be a throw for Los Toros. This one's sent down the line by Omar Shamaut. Not the cleanest touch we've seen, and Hawks will gratefully take over, trying to engineer something here on the near side. Well, it was a late challenge. Omar Shamaut takes it forward. And onwards we play. Good distribution to the near side. Salah working against Omar Shamaut. Finding the service, and Mahmoud Kalfala first to it. Ooh, it's sent right back into the 18. Kalfala still active. And recycled back to Hall. Hall will keep this going out to Mordecai. Now Hall lumping one into the corner. No real takers on the end of it, but it does stay alive long enough to make things interesting. Here comes the pressure. Nira sending this one over the far touchline, but it looks like that one had already gone, so we're going to get a corner kick. Los Toros frustrated with themselves. Maybe the architect of their own undoing here, but we'll have to weather this set piece. Looks like Rosenbaum, the set piece specialist, will stand over this one. Sent into a dangerous area. Back post, no takers there. This was a bending ball that really had some venom on it, but the Hawks not putting anyone at the back post. So either Rosenbaum has to take something off that one, or the Hawks have to re-engineer where they're sticking their attacking players. There will be a goal kick to come for Los Toros. Goal kick to come. Los Toros obviously not in any hurry here. Up 2-0. 30 minutes left to play. Sent back. And only partially cleared. Mordecai will take over. Still going, Mordecai. We'll find Hall. Hall scanning the field. Not the option that maybe he had in mind initially. And does squeak through. Great goalkeeping there from Andres Nira to come off his line and springboard an attack. It's Gray doing well to defend that one. Faha clutching his face again. Not going to get this call. There's Salah showing off his skill on the ball. Rosenbaum running into trouble. Kelfala unable to make anything happen. And Garrett will drop. It's going to be a throw for Omar Schmout and Los Toros, who will commit bodies forward. Down the line is Faha. Serves one across the 18. No takers there. This one's down the line. Oh, now sent into touch. Mordecai puts it right to ground. Cisse back out to Mordecai. There will be another throw for the Hawks. Quickly sent in. And Kelfala gets a foot in at the expense of a corner kick. So Hawks, another set piece. An opportunity to get this one right. It looks like Cisse will stand over this one. Cisse, the former Maryland Bobcat man, using his expertise to put this into a dangerous area. It's kept alive. Sent towards goal. Salah out of the air. Fantastic overhead kick, but Nira quickly off his line to deal with it. Here comes a drop kick forward from Nira, testing this back line, well risen by Garrett. Gray will keep this to ground, and now Ryan Hall sending it over to the far touchline. Plenty of time for the Hawks. Try to make something happen. We've seen 3-goal leads disappear with ease, and this one just the 2 goals in it. They say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football, and certainly there's some merit to that, but I think any lead can be a dangerous lead, as football is such a momentum-based game. No matter what your lead, if you start conceding and start playing only defensively, you're going to be slowly getting chipped away at, and that's what we saw last Wednesday. Toros, of course, still on the front foot, still looking dangerous, and they're not falling into that trap, but it is what can happen if the Hawks were able to score one. Looks like Los Toros have a player down. Hawks eager to get the ball back in play. And Toros will make a switch. Well, looks like the Toros man will play on. Here comes the delivery. Mordecai into a dangerous area. It's sent up in the air. Still alive, another overhead kick. This one not close to the target. And Nero will take his time to go and retrieve this one. '66th minute. Toros still holding their 2-0 lead. They'd love another one to ice this game out. We'll send this goal kick down the field. Hawks, of course, still hunting. Well, would cut this lead down to 1. This one's taken out of the air by Garrett. Over the top. Lovely piece of skill. I didn't see the moment that was whistled. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot in that one. It was supposedly a push called against Rosenbaum. I think based on the precedent we've set in the game, I think that's a bit soft to be calling, but a referee in a much better position than I to call this. Omar Shermout running into trouble, but earning a throw. Kavala letting it back. Now Shermout down the line. Two Hawks players getting in each other's way to make the clearance. Shermout finding their man up top. One sent along the 18. Shot from distance, well skied. Goal kick to come for the Hawks. Meanwhile, Los Toros will make a switch. It's the goal scorer, the initial goal scorer, Tim Sabene, coming back on late for these final 21 and a half minutes. Meanwhile, the Aegean Hawks will send back on their front man, Peter Amonide, the goal scoring extraordinaire for the final quadrant of this game to make an impact, try to get some goals for the Hawks. He's certainly capable. Here we go. It's the Aegean Hawks, Los Toros. Final bits of this American Premier League regular season Spring 25 match. Here comes Mordecai with support. We'll send one over the top. It's easily cut out by Cruz. Back to the feet of Ryan Hall. Oh, down the line, Hawks playing one right into trouble. Good fight from Mordecai. Mordecai fouled over on that far touchline. Wants to play one quick. Sent into the box, back post. And well cleared away from the line. Great initial save from Niera. The second one cleared by Cruz, and Hawks still looking dangerous right now. That's what Peter Amonide brings. Well, this one's not fully cleared, still alive. And sent back into a dangerous area. Cisse turning, looking upfield. Right forward. Over the top. Jordan Gray doing well to get back. Here come the Hawks. Slaloming man after man. It's Salah. Second ball sent in. And still alive. Throw for the Hawks. And it's going to be a set piece. The Aegean Hawks have looked deadly from these set pieces. Los Toros will have to quickly get set up. Here comes the delivery. Pinged into a good area. Back post. It's connected, but not the final strike that was required. Meanwhile, looks like Nelson Castillo will step on for Los Toros, replacing Hamer Diaz with the captain's armband. Andres Nera with the big kick will send this one forward. Puts his foot through this one. Well, won by the Hawks initially. Bravo makes the challenge, but it looks like there's an initial foul going against Mahmoud Kalfala. And the Hawks will have another set piece in the middle of the pitch. Set piece from a deep position. Perfect opportunity for the Hawks to send one into the box. This one's down the line. Castillo gives it back. Sabene sending one over the top. Great ball from Sabene. They've got a square ball. It's Castillo sending one in. And off the line, oh, what an opportunity. Castillo did so well, but Savastano making the crucial touch to stop that one and retreating really well. Now over the top. Monide was the target there. This game's still alive. The third, the would-be crucial third goal. Just about getting deflected enough into the bar and quickly reclaimed by Savastano. Here comes the throw for Henry Mordica. Meanwhile, Tayshaun Johnson will make a late re-entry for the Hawks. He's a player who can make a difference. Shocking we haven't seen more of him. There may be some energy or health reasons behind that, but he's here now in the 75th minute. Johnson able to receive this one. And we'll trickle over the end line. Hawks again able to commit bodies into this set piece. This is a game that at any moment could turn into a nail-biter. Aegean Hawks trailing the 2 goals. They need to pull one back. Here comes the service from Johnson. Into a good area, redirected towards goal. And finally sent out at the expense of a Hawks throw on the far touchline. Peter Omonide inserting himself to win the throw for his side. Here comes the throw from Mordecai. Mordecai's throw into a good area was seemingly a great opportunity, but it looks like it's Omonide who was called for the foul. Here comes the kick, coming out. Ornira. Well flicked on. And back all the way to Savastano. Savastano puts his foot through this. Taken down now by the Hawks. And kept alive by Johnson. Or not. This one sent down the line. Ryan Hall able to intervene, finds Mordecai. Hawks can get forward. It's sent down the line again. Johnson showing off the speed and the acceleration, working against Bravo. Sends one across. It's towards goal. Golazo. Omonide so strong in the air. It was a great ball across, and Omonide showing off his aerial prowess with another great goal. And it is ball game on, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2-1 game, making this very interesting from a neutral perspective. Tayshawn Johnson, this is what he brings. Excellent wing play, sent in between two Los Toros defenders. And Omonide, he doesn't miss from that range. Alejandro Nera will step off. Meanwhile, Franco Castillo will step on. Two of the three Castillos represented here right now. Meanwhile, it's Ryan Hall getting forward. The Hawks very much feeling the momentum shift in their favor. Sala showing off his skills on the ball. Sends one across, still alive. And finally, Los Toros able to intervene. Here's Nelson Castillo back to Omar Shamaut. You can sense the energy building. Very high energy for Aegean Hawks right now. Los Toros need to strike back quickly, reclaim their momentum in this game, or at the very least hold on to the single goal advantage they do have. What a fantastic Easter Classico we have here on our hands. Garrett winning the first one, Cruz on the second. Now it's Mordecai. This one sent into the corner. Omonide slightly offside. It's a good call and a good line for Los Toros. You see Omonide slightly drifted into an offside position there. Now Nero will dump it upfield. It's flicked on well by Sabene. Second ball chased by Castillo. Savastano will send it up. Johnson back to Mordecai. Ryan Hall stepping up, winning not one but two challenges. It's excellent intervention here from Acosta. Now lumped up the pitch. Could present a nervy moment for the Hawks. Still pursued by Franco Castillo. 10 minutes left to play. Hawks getting down the field between Sabene and Bravo. Now Mahmoud Kalfala to the rescue, winning this one back. And finding Asfaha. Asfaha threading the needle through the middle. Lovely touch. Now Castillo working against Savastano. What a save from Savastano to keep Los Toros away from their third. Savastano has had some big saves tonight. Whatever the result, probably a contender for man of the match. Now Gray will quickly send it in across to Hall. Omanide couldn't hang on that time. Sabene sends it to Castillo. That's good defending from Hall. Turns this one up the pitch. Onwards we play. Over the top. Nira at the outer reaches of his 18, able to come and claim this one. Another booming drop kick from Andres Nira in the direction of Nelson Castillo, and Mordecai first to it. It's Bravo standing over this one. There's Sabene working to get this one back. Hawks will send it over to Mordecai. Now Omanide sent down the line. Tayshawn Johnson as a colleague. It's dumped to the top of the 18. Flicked on well. Early shot taken. Saved by Nira. Still alive. Omanide darting, bobbing, and weaving, finding a colleague, and Nira will happily accept this one into his waiting arms. Final 8 minutes plus stoppage here at Langley High School in this APL regular Spring 25 season match. The Hawks trailing by a score of 2-1. But they're a team that's on the rise right now. Scored a great Peter Omanide header in the last 10 minutes to cut this lead in half, and certainly a team on the front foot. This one ping-pongs around the midfield, ricocheting back and forth, and finally finding the feet of Asfaha. Asfaha now looking forward, running into trouble. The mantle is carried on. To answer your question, I'm waiting for Alfred, man. I want him to come back, man. I want Alfred to come back so much. He's taking care of some personal stuff. Yeah. As soon as he's come back, he's welcome back. Alfred, if you're out there, we need you back, man. Here comes the delivery for Los Toros. It's Nelson Castillo sending it in off the wall. And Garrett not able to hang on. Kalfala will find Shamaut. Los Toros will reset. So it's dumped up the field. Still up for grabs. Hawks. That's a good challenge. It got ball. And a yellow card is given. I'm not sure what we're seeing on that one. Certainly looked a clean challenge initially, but oh man, mute the mic for a second. Hello and welcome back. Audio very much on here. We're ready for a set piece for Los Toros after Gray stepped in, made a challenge up for debate, but did seem to win ball. Referee thought he got a little too much of the man. Yellow card given for Gray, and now it's going to be a set piece for Los Toros and Nelson Castillo in this contentious game. Comes an opportunity for Los Toros to dump one in and around the area. It's a good service to the backside. Mordecai is there. So too is Franco Castillo. Castillo showing clever movement. That's good movement forward from Ryan Hall. Thank goodness their referee wasn't fooled by that scream. This one's sent back to Nira. Good physical play in there. Oh, we'll put this into a good area for Peter Omonide. Omonide scanning for options, finds Garrett. Here's an opportunity. It's well blocked. That is a commendable from Jakob Esfaha, working back, showing good defensive prowess, and now now there's going to be a foul called on Esfaha. Perhaps a bit of karma. I don't know if that one was a foul either, but almost identical to one on the other end. Consistency, if nothing else. We all are going to have a set piece for the Hawks. Tayshaun Johnson standing over it. He certainly can deliver a set piece. Sent into a dangerous area as Fajas first to it. Still bumbled around. Top of the 18. Shot taken, shot blocked. Now Hall working against Castillo. And certainly a foul of the highest order. Franco Castillo, probably the easiest yellow card that this center official has ever given in his life. Going to be another Hawks set piece from the far side. It looks like Johnson will stand over this one. 90th minute, here we go. Late game drama. Johnson, top of the 18, not the service he had in mind. It's still alive. It's shot from distance and well saved and well held. The big palm from Andres Nira hanging on to this one. It may have trickled wide, but I think it took a deflection somewhere in there. And Nira did a great job to stretch out that ball and keep hold of this one. Now we'll send a big ball over the top. Falls to Franco Castillo. We'll send it inside. Now Nilser Castillo from distance taking the shot. Not a bad effort. And just wide. Aegean Hawks will make their final two switches of the night. On comes David Rosenbaum and Idrissa Cisse. Try to add some late game heroics here in this one. Here's Mordecai. Humping one forward. It's Faha doing a great job defensively, helping out his side. Got to appreciate that work rate. Onwards we play, no foul. Hawks will find Ryan Hall. Good ball from Hall, but it's partially dealt with from Los Toros. Nira off his line well to save the corner kick and send this over the far touchline. Long throw delivered into the box, flicked on, dangerous area as Fajas first to it. Good contest in there and sent up the pitch. Here's Rosenbaum finding Savastano. Savastano will send one out wide. Johnson unable to get it, but helped out by Hall. Now touched down well by Rosenbaum. Garrett sending it in the midfield. Hawks will send it across, and it is going to be a set piece. Set piece in the middle, and we will come back. The yellow card for Mahmoud Kelfala. Here comes Hall. Down the line. Good turn from Ryan Hall. And Sabene is there to neutralize the threat. Sent over the top. As Faja goes down, onwards we play, and it looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Hawks. Late game drama here in this one. Everyone forward, 93rd minute. Here comes Tayshawn Johnson to deliver. Has to make this one count. What a game, what a finish. Tayshawn Johnson's ball to the back post, kept alive. Backside, it's well overhit from Rosenbaum. Is that the final moment here in this one? Good service from Johnson. Not an easy ball by any stretch for Rosenbaum, but boy, he would love to have that one back. Aiming for that backside of the Los Toros goal. This one sent into the midfield. Well flicked on by Asfaha. Getting some help up top. Here comes Nelson Castillo. Killing this game out. Great ball from Castillo. But sniffed out. Well, by Mordecai. Hawks, they're not done fighting yet. They have the drive coming down the far touchline. Well tackled. Second ball falls for the Hawks. Asfaha is on it. We'll send it forward. Not the best ball. And Hawks will take over. This one served into the corner for Omanide, but far too direct. And Nira happy to oblige and take this one to hands. Looks like Kelfala is down. Good ball forward from Nieda. Initially contested. Still no clear owner of this ball. Well taken down by Hall. No recipients on the end of it. And that is going to be the final whistle on this Easter Classic. Los Toros victorious by a score of 2-1. Aegean Hawks, they had a good fight towards the end, and these are certainly two sides we will see come playoff time. Thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Help others find us in the algorithm. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. We've got matches Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and, of course, Saturday and Sunday in UPSL, Super League, and the APL next weekend. I'm Noah Walker, signing off.